The hot flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings, we hear about those. But there's a silent shift that happens during perimenopause and menopause that almost no one prepares you for. It's the feeling of losing control over your own body, the sudden weight gain around the middle that doesn't respond to your old tricks, the creeping brain fog. In the next 9 minutes, you're going to understand why strength training isn't just a fitness suggestion during this time. It's a non negotiable tool for taking back command of your body, your metabolism, and your mind. The first two reasons are powerful enough to change your life. But the third reason, that's about protecting your brain in a way you've probably never heard before. So find a quiet moment and let's get into this. The first reason strength training becomes so critical is about building a kind of biological armor. Think of estrogen as the guardian of your skeleton and muscles. For decades, it's been quietly working in the background, telling your bones to stay dense and your muscles to stay strong. When your estrogen levels begin to decline, that guardian steps away from its post. And the results are swift. Research from the Women's Health Initiative confirmed that women can lose up to 20% of their bone density in just the 5 to 7 years following menopause. 20%. That's the path to osteoporosis, to fractures from a simple fall. At the same time, your muscle mass begins to vanish at an alarming rate. It's a condition called sarcopenia. We naturally lose 3 to 5% of our muscle per decade as adults, but that rate skyrockets during the menopausal transition. Why does this matter? Because muscle is not just for lifting things, it's your structural integrity. It's what keeps you stable, powerful, and independent. But here's the incredible part. Strength training sends a direct, undeniable signal to your body to fight back. When you lift something heavy, you apply mechanical load to your bones. This stress triggers specialized cells called osteoblasts to wake up and start building new bone tissue. You are literally telling your skeleton, we're not shutting down. Rebuild. Get stronger. A 2019 meta-analysis published in the journal Osteoporosis International reviewed dozens of studies and found that progressive resistance training was one of the most effective strategies for improving bone mineral density in postmenopausal women at the lumbar spine and femoral neck, two of the most vulnerable areas. It's the most direct deposit you can make into your bone health bank account. You don't have to become a bodybuilder. 2 or 3 sessions a week, focusing on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses is all it takes to send that life-saving signal. It's the easy win. You can start today with just your body weight and build from there. Okay, so that's building your body's armor. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because it's about what happens on the inside. Ever wonder why so many women suddenly start gaining belly fat in their late 40s and 50s, even when they haven't changed their diet or exercise? Again, it comes back to estrogen. Estrogen helps your body's cells stay sensitive to insulin. Insulin is the hormone that knocks on your cell's doors to let glucose or blood sugar in for energy. When estrogen declines, your cells get a little hard of hearing. They don't respond to insulin as well. Your pancreas has to shout, pumping out more and more insulin to get the message through. This is called insulin resistance. And when your body is flooded with insulin, it does one thing exceptionally well. It stores fat. Specifically, it stores the most dangerous kind of fat, visceral fat, deep in your abdomen around your vital organs. This is why endless cardio can feel so frustrating. My friend Sarah was a perfect example. She was a runner, she ate clean salads, she did everything right. But as she went through perimenopause, she gained 15 pounds all around her waist. She felt tired and puffy, and her doctor mentioned her fasting glucose was starting to climb. It was 102. Not pre-diabetic yet, but a clear warning sign. She felt defeated. On my advice, she swapped 2 of her running days for 2 45-minute full-body strength training sessions. She was skeptical. It felt like less work. But she trusted the process. 6 months later, her body composition had completely changed. She'd only lost about 5 pounds on the scale, but her waist was 3 inches smaller. The puffiness was gone. Her energy was through the roof. And her fasting glucose? It was 89. Why? Because she had built more muscle. Skeletal muscle is your body's primary glucose sink. It's a massive storage tank for blood sugar. The more muscle you have, the more places glucose has to go that isn't a fat cell. Lifting weights effectively repaired her insulin sensitivity. She didn't have to eat less. She just changed what her body did with the food she ate. If this is starting to make sense and you're feeling that little spark of hope, a quick subscribe helps me keep making these videos for you. The community we're building here is so important. All right, we've talked about your bones and your metabolism, but the most important reason to lift heavy things has nothing to do with your body from the neck down. It has everything to do with protecting your command center, your brain. This is the part that changes everything. Your brain is an energy hog. It uses about 20% of your body's total energy. For most of your life, estrogen has been helping to regulate that energy supply, ensuring your neurons have all the glucose they need to fire properly. Dr. Lisa Mosconi, the director of the Women's Brain Initiative at Weill Cornell, has done groundbreaking work on this. Using PET scans, her research has shown that in the perimenopausal and menopausal transition, women's brains can experience up to a 30% drop in energy metabolism, a 30% power outage. Does brain fog suddenly make more sense? The word finding issues? The memory lapses? It's not you losing your mind. It's your brain experiencing a literal energy crisis because its primary fuel regulator is going offline. This energy gap is also a key reason why women have nearly double the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to men. But here is the profound, beautiful solution. When you perform resistance training, your muscles act like their own pharmacy. They contract under load, and in response, they release hundreds of signaling molecules called myokines. These myokines travel through your bloodstream and exert powerful effects all over your body. And one of them is a protein with a very special job. It's called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. Neuroscientists call it miracle grow for the brain. BDNF crosses the blood-brain barrier and does exactly what the menopausal brain needs. It helps existing neurons survive. It encourages the growth of new neurons, and it supports synaptic plasticity, the ability of your brain cells to form new connections. It literally creates a biological workaround to the energy crisis. You're telling your muscles to brew up a batch of brain fertilizer and send it upstairs on demand. Every squat, every push-up, every bicep curl is a direct dose of neuroprotective medicine. Think about that. You are not just building muscle, you are building cognitive reserve. You are actively fighting the neurological changes of menopause and building a brain that is more resilient to aging and disease. This one shift in perspective, from exercising for your body to exercising for your brain, is more powerful than the first two reasons combined. So there it is. It's not just about looking toned. It's about building armor for your bones so you can stay active and independent for life. It's about rebooting your metabolic engine to fight insulin resistance and dangerous belly fat. And most importantly, it's about sending a direct lifeline of growth factors to your brain, protecting your memory, your clarity, and your very sense of self. You didn't just learn that you should do it. You now understand the deep, biochemical reasons why it is the single most powerful lever you can pull for your health during this transition. If you got value from this, please share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, or a daughter. Every woman deserves to have this information. And subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We have so much more to talk about.